Welcome everyone to another very special episode of Meeting Halfway. It's once again me, LSMark, joined by
me, Veronica and Jelly, and our special guest, Kellen Goff.
Kellen.
For any viewer at home wondering who you are, why don't you fill them in?
I'm the man outside who collects the trash.
The good trash.
Yeah. I play Freddy Fazbear.
That's a lie.
Okay.
You play a Funtime Freddy.
You were waiting.
Yeah, he was.
You were waiting. No,
funny,
it's...
every time we go out and we're at Target and there's Freddy Fazbear, he just goes, look, Kellen Goff. Every time. It doesn't matter what Freddy. Kellen Goff.
It's not true, though.
It's very true.
Lol, cringe.
Only real Five Nights at Freddy's experts would know that Freddy Fazbear doesn't have a voice.
Freddy, no, but you're not a real fan because Glamrock Freddy is technically named Freddy Fazbear in the intro of...
No! You play Glamrock Freddy, Sun and Moon.
That's right.
You play Funtime Freddy.
Yep.
You are also
in My Hero Academia as Overhaul.
That's right.
I was gonna say Outburst. I don't
Outburst.
know. When you guys were
What's Outburst?
We were at Frankensons earlier today.
Yeah.
Which is like that? It's a big giant like warehouse full of collectibles and
it's like a big convention dealer room hall.
They have halls that sell different items of everything, and there's a ton of Funko Pops, but they had a bunch of Overhaul Funko Pops there.
Do you want to tell them the story, Kellen?
Do we have to? It was so cringe, bro.
If you want to, you don't have to.
I was like, oh, they have these here. I wonder if, and they have signed ones in the window. I wonder if I can make this any more valuable for them as a show of good faith.
And favor, make some more money.
To be fair, you were expecting free Funko Pops in return.
No, that was a mean. A mean wanted free Funko Pops in return. Blame a mean. But go to @AmeanMakeAButt on Twitter and say,
we know what you did.
We know what you did.
Amin.
You will not have the Funko Pops.
We know you like Funko Pops, Amin.
Yeah, we know you like Funko Pops. Yeah, spam them with that. But anyway, so I went up to the guy and we said, I'm the voice actor of this one. And it was so cringe because
he didn't even know what you were saying.
He didn't. Well, yeah, and even if he did, he was like, oh, cool. Well, bye. I'm like, I was like, oh, okay. I offered, and he was like... It would have made him a ton of more money.
To be fair, though, I can understand not trusting. So, like, I could have walked up and been like, yeah, I'm Doctor Strange. Let me sign all the Doctor Strange Funko Pops.
Right.
No, okay,
we didn't think it through too well.
He had ones that were already autographed by you.
But that was the second one. This one just had autographed ones, so I figured, do you want to add to that? I mean... But I guess not.
Honestly, though, Frankensons is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
If you guys are in the California area, the SoCal area, go to Frankensons. You can find any collectibles you'd like.
Yeah, I always find going to swap meets really hit or miss here because a lot of them just sell the same shit, like same bootleg, like Sonic and FNAF and Talking Playtime stuff. But Frankensons was like actual like old shit for people's collections.
Real authentic collections.
Although I will say a lot of the stuff is overpriced to hell, and a lot of the coolest stuff isn't for sale.
Oh yeah.
It's because the overpriced stuff is because most of it's like not in production anymore, and that's like one of the only places that.
I don't know.
Okay, wait.
Let me just
say. Which one?
Mark and I go to Target quite a bit because he likes to find Sonic stuff, and a lot of the Sonic stuff that we'd seen in Target was at Frankensons that was like marked up at least 20 more.
Oh really?
I find this Espio figure which literally just came out, and this is the first time I ever saw it like in public, and I was like, holy shit, how much is this? And he was like, $45. It's like, that's fucking $10 in Target right now.
Nah, I didn't know about that.
You know what I missed out though? They didn't have McDonald's Happy Meal toys.
They didn't. You're right. I think they had them like loose, but they were like mixed in with a bunch of other toys.
They had them loose and they had them fucking
figure out what.
There was a little Knuckles McDonald's toy from Sonic 3, which is like I can get the whole pack of them for $5.
Is that Knuckles? No, wait, that's Shadow Basketball.
no. Although I did have
that. They had one of them, didn't they?
They had one of the electronic ones.
The one that had the really funny, really badly animated.
That's the Pakistani Sonic McDonald's commercial.
Shadow Basketball.
Rogue and Amy Tennis.
Yeah. Green Sucker Punch or whatever
it's like called. Sonic Skateboard.
Sonic Skateboard, yeah. It's funny, he sounded Jamaican, but he was Pakistani.
They had another one.
We should cut this.
They had another one that was Crash Bandicoot themed. And the Cortex was literally just like a real guy with cartoon Crash Bandicoot. Play that one too, please.
Play that. Okay, can I ask a question? I asked you guys this earlier, where I said, would you rather would you rather spend 10 years in prison or when you reach 40?
Why is this the question of the day?
Yeah.
Spend the rest of your life as an Oompa Loompa. What would convince you to be an Oompa Loompa? What would have to change for you to change?
Does my skin change?
Yeah, you're orange and green.
I'm allergic to chocolate. You couldn't make me go there.
Okay, let's say you don't have to live in the factory, but you could look like an Oompa Loompa for the rest of your life.
That's not a privilege.
Yeah.
That's a hindrance.
At least in like a chocolate factory, no one would bat an eye. Like if you were an Oompa Loompa walking around, but out in public, like.
But you'd have to be in a I couldn't go into downtown LA look like a Oompa Loompa.
Although you probably could, and you'd probably make a lot of money.
Yes.
What, you mean like outside
like taking photos of people like people dressing up like Iron Man and shit like that?
That's a lot of work. Those guys have to be like in the heat all day.
True.
But
you wouldn't have to wear a costume because that's just you.
Yeah, that's the way you have to dress all the way.
Yeah, but like I guess.
You have a swirl head too.
And also, you don't have to talk.
Okay, I guess you convinced me. I'm gonna be an Oompa Loompa now.
I can't convince you.
I'd rather take 10 years in jail.
I wouldn't take 10 years. I'd be the Oompa Loompa.
You'd be the Oompa Loompa.
I wouldn't be happy about it, but I would not want to go to jail.
What would you do?
I'd go to Sunset Boulevard and I'd walk around.
Really?
Yeah.
You wouldn't do like cool like costume contests and win prize money?
No, because no one's gonna give the prize to a fucking Oompa Loompa.
Oompa Loompas haven't been popular since the Johnny Depp remake.
There's a new Tim Burton Wonka movie coming out, so it's perfect
Who's
timing.
playing him again?
Johnny Depp.
Is he really?
No.
Oh. Have you ever thought about doing improv?
I have done improv.
Really?
Yeah.
Where?
I did. It started in high school, but I did it as I was older. There's this thing called comedy sports, which is like Whose Line Is It Anyway as a team sport. It's really fun.
Is it? Wow.
Yeah.
You ever think about doing it again?
Yeah, maybe, because that helps you be an actor a lot, being able to improv and stuff. So
Second City, I know.
Second City,
Groundlings,
and I forget the other one.
Yeah, I forget the other one too.
Yeah.
Those are the only ones
Thank you for giving me those both. Yes.
Yeah.
But there's another one.
I thought about doing it, and then COVID hit. I was gonna do it I applied for Second City sessions for improv classes.
Really?
Yeah.
Just for fun?
Just because I was like, that'd be a good activity.
Funnily enough, Butch Hartman started talking to you about that after we recorded the podcast with him. He was swell. He just like talked to us for like half an hour more just about random shit.
And he told us he met his wife doing improv.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And she was in the audience, I believe.
Yeah.
Is what he said.
she was like, I don't give a shit about cartoons.
I saw you looking at me out there.
Dude. Butch Hartman was a stud.
Will you marry me? Say yes and.
that is a good shitty theater kid pickup line.
Yeah. Terrible.
Can you think of another shitty theater kid pickup line?
It'll come to me.
Okay, before the end of the podcast.
Yeah. I got one. Hey babe, come to my stage right.
Yeah. I guess that could work. You need the physical.
You would need the movement. Have you ever?
I'm gonna. You and me. You want to go backstage with me? Do a quick change? I don't know.
Come into the green room and I'll show you my green room.
Green room isn't a theater thing.
Come into the green room and I will show you my green worm.
What?
I don't find that appealing.
That doesn't make sense.
2 for 2. Count them. Ding ding.
Does he have leprosy on his penis? Is that what this is?
Does that make you green? Would it be
with envy? No. No, ma'am.
If you think of any, let me know. Of any
that has a green penis. Okay, I'll let you know.
I meant theater pickup lines.
Oh, I'll let you know of that too.
What is like the shittiest pickup line you feel like you've ever heard or experienced?
I got one.
You got one?
What?
Oh yeah.
There's video on Facebook. I don't know if anyone will be able to find it, but I know where it is, and it's people from my high school.
I know
and they're in England on a trip, and they just so happen to get interviewed on Valentine's Day by this reporter lady, and she was like, "Give me your best pickup lines," and he leans into the microphone really like closely and goes like, "Do you work at McDonald's? 'Cause I'm loving it, bye."
And then our friend Tom, when me and Mark were in Galway, we were there with our friends Tom and Niall, and Tom was bored, so he was like, I'm gonna just pick up women saying these pickup lines, and it worked.
It worked. Tom said that to the first girls, but then he like ran away giggling before they had a chance to respond. But the next time, this is the one that worked. Tom walked up to a bunch of girls. Tom is the mouse, by the way, if you watch my channel. He walked up to a bunch of girls, and he was like, "Excuse me, do you know what my name is? My name is Jeff." And they
That's not a pickup line.
They loved it.
It worked. They loved it.
I think the worst one is did it hurt?
When you fell from
heaven?
When you fell from
heaven.
Okay, I thought
are you from Tennessee? Because you're the only 10
I see. Yeah.
That's another one.
That's
one I got. Did you see the fireworks at Disneyland last night? They were like boom, 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 and then they put their arm, they go boom.
That sucks. You have to live it. That's specific to here or Florida.
It's funny because my high school boyfriend told me that one. In our morning,
genuinely?
No, it was morning announcements. He was the pickup line of the day guy. Ooh. So that I was like, give me your pickup line of the day, and he told me that one. So that was pretty good.
Officer, I'd like to report a fall in love. No, it's stupid. I felt like a jerk saying that.
That's kind of cool. It's like Johnny Bravo. With the glasses and everything.
Oh, God. Because this light's so bright.
Kellen, it's the most generic question I could ask you. But how did you get into voice acting, and...
Did you always want to do voice acting?
No, not always. I wanted to be a kid's children's book author once.
Really?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I'd fill up notebooks full of just like stories and like illustrations and stuff. Sometimes about my friends, sometimes not. But I found I don't know. I liked creating worlds, and I liked being in other people's worlds. And I got the lead when I was in my 5th grade play. And
wow.
it was stupid.
What was it?
One of the teachers wrote it. It's called Freedom Bound. It's about a family from like Ireland or something coming to America, and I was the dad. It probably wasn't Ireland,
you were the dad?
I was father. That's what the name of it. Yeah.
Father O'Reilly.
I got my own I got my own solo song. Whoa. But I couldn't. I didn't do any accent. But
dude, I'm really wondering now that you mentioned that. I completely forgot that I had like a bunch of singing parts in my primary school plays too. I wonder if those exist on like a tape
Editor,
somewhere.
play them now if you can find them.
I'm not at home to find them.
You sang what was that one song? You were like, we sang this in a play once. Every
One Direction. That's what makes you beautiful. I had the role of one of the One Direction gang.
Harry Styles.
You were Harry. You were Zayn.
We literally had to wear cutouts of their feet. It's like tied around, and we had to get up and sing that.
That's creepy.
And we had to like learn, and the teachers were no help. They were like, learn your own dance moves. And we're like 7.
You had to like do it yourself.
Yeah. Do it yourself. Go on then.
I had the only play I was ever in elementary school was we did a play about Harriet Tubman and the Underground Railroad. And I played Harriet Tubman.
What a subject.
Yeah.
You played Harriet Tubman?
Yeah, I played Harriet Tubman in 4th grade.
Okay.
Thanks, teacher. It's kind of cool.
That is kind of cool. Dude, my fucking plays, they were always like so incompetently put together. I remember like vividly it being like the night before, and we haven't even done like the costume like run through yet. Dude. And they're like, what the fuck are we gonna do? The teachers is like freaking out to us. Huh? And they genuinely... My last one that I did in primary 7, that they were like changing the script up until like the night before, and fucking they were like, okay, Mark, you're this character, but you're also the understudy for this character. And I read this. Yeah, so I read the script, and I was like, both of these characters appear in the same fucking scenes. What do I do? And I went to my friend. I was like, I know it's not for a month, but please do not get fucking sick. I'm gonna be fucking furious.
You have to play both of them.
Yeah, I don't know what they expected from me.
You were the half man, half woman.
They didn't care. I don't. Why did they even do it? It sounds like they didn't care about it at all.
Tradition, fucking
Tradition.
It was like anything goes from primary 2 to 7, but in primary 1, everyone had to do the nativity. And I recall,
Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus.
No, I wasn't. No, I was one of the wise men.
Baby did Jesus.
Oh.
Did you have a fake beard?
Yeah, I did.
But your normal hair.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
There's a fucking story. And the one guy in the year above me, he had a younger brother who was in primary 1, and he would have been in like primary 5. So there's like a good like 5-year age difference there. And his little brother was playing Joseph, the father of Jesus, in the play, and he got sick. And the teachers were like, "You need to be Joseph in the play tonight." And he's like, he's like sitting really tall amongst all these like 5-year-olds, and he's like 10, and he's literally everyone was looking at him. Tears were running down his face. He was so like embarrassed to be up there. He was crying the whole time, and I was sitting there like, is this real? This is the best day of my life.
Oh my god.
The only other like school performances we ever had was it was a 5th grade like winter singing like performance, choir or something. You had to do that too.
Yeah.
And I remember I was so excited about it. I was so excited because I really like Christmas music. But that year we had a trip to Mexico, so I missed the performance. But it turned out that the performance was so bad they canceled it early.
Really?
Because the kids were all not singing the same songs, and like the stage was like almost falling apart.
That's great.
So I missed all of it.
Dude, I missed it. Whenever I was a kid, we only ever played Gaelic football, which is an Irish sport. But I really wanted to play basketball, so I begged my primary school to let us do like a basketball tournament. They were finally like, okay. After like a year of like begging them, they were like, sure. But then they were also doing a spelling bee on the same day, and they were like, Mark, we want you to do the spelling bee. And I was like,
oh.
And it was like the biggest moral dilemma of my life at that point in time. I was like, what do I do? I was like Zac Efron.
You were, I was gonna say.
I was like 8-year-old Zac Efron.
My head's in the game, but my heart's in the song.
And all the teachers were like,
this make it feel so right. Should I go for it? Nah, I should go.
You grabbed that lyric so fast.
All the we marathoned those recently.
We did.
Bang.
When was the last time you watched all 3 High School Musicals?
Probably when I still live with my sister, because she's the one who always loved it. But I started to watch them again. Not all 3 of them, but like the first one, because I do background voices for that series on Disney Plus.
Oh shit!
Oh,
really?
Yeah, the
Whoa.
High School Musical one.
Like singing voices, like that.
No,
kind of
like
singing
Walla.
voice.
Thank you. Like background Walla, and like, you know, like if there's a scene in a big room and there's like extras talking in the back and they're not mic'd, then we dub over them.
You're the kid in the back of the cafeteria that screams and throws his milk on the table.
If that's the scene, they'd probably get me. They didn't get the original actors back for one part where they showed the first movie, so they let me dub over the coach.
Really?
Yeah.
You were the coach from.
I played a man older than me.
The dad, right?
Yeah.
The dad was the coach, wasn't he?
I don't think so.
He used to be on the
used to be the head of the team.
Dude, we watched all 3 of those movies.
2 is the best. 2 is the best.
2 is the best.
And
that's
3.
Oh yeah.
3.
That's the one where they're on.
I'm not going to stop. Not going to stop till I get my shot.
Splash the water.
Yep.
Dude, okay, the 3rd one literally teaches you to give up on your dreams and move to whatever's closest to your girlfriend.
Despite being the one that they released in theaters, 3 is by far the worst.
Yes.
Is it?
It's so bad.
It's literally
I
Troy
actually
Bolton.
never seen 3.
Troy,
I didn't
see it until recently, but Troy Bolton's like, he gets into a really good school with the scholarship, and Gabrielle's like, well, if you're going to that school, then I guess we can't be together. Our lives are going in separate places.
She's like, I'm going to Stanford, and you're going to go fuck off and play basketball.
And by the end of the movie, he's like, you know what, Gabrielle, I've been selfish, you're right. I'm going to drop out of this good school and come to yours.
He's been selfish.
That's toxic.
He's been selfish, and he had to go move closer to Stanford to like a community college.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
Yes, he abandoned his basketball dreams. No.
For his high school
For his high school
sweetheart.
sweetheart.
Yeah.
His sweetheart.
No.
We're gonna break up, Troy. No.
What's 9 plus 10?
21.
We're breaking up. Wait, so Vanessa is the older brother, and Troy is the younger one? You stupid.
Dude, I was telling Veronica and Sunny this story, but whenever I was back in high school, all those memes like 21 and My Name is Jeff and shit like that, whenever I was in high school and those memes were really popular, I was like, you losers. This meme's gonna be dead in a month and you guys are gonna feel like idiots. And now like, in present day, 10 years later, they're like, I quit them daily.
All the time.
It started ironic and then it like turned around on itself and became genuine.
It started being a thing where Sonny kept being like, nah, to everything. And then he'd be like, with nah plus 10.
21.
And then that turned into my friend Tom the Mouse. He like just started going 20.
21.
Just over and over.
So stupid.
He would send us Snapchats where it's like the little audio file and we click and just be him in his room going 20.
What's 9 plus 10?
21. 20. 20. 20. 20.
That's when you walk.
He would be like, look at this girl I was talking to on Tinder, and he would show us his Tinder, and it'd be him being like, you ever heard of Twen? And then it'd be 21, and he spelled like TWENNY 20.
It was like 21.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That's stupid.
It's great. What do you mean?
I love quoting old lines though.
All the time. You know what I've been saying a lot is, I've never been to Uvajaver.
I've never been to Uvujaver. Never has been to Uvujaver. And they were roommates. Oh my god, they were roommates. What are the
there's one where he's like, Adam.
Oh yeah, because he was blowing it on the table and Adam blew all the smoke that he was working on with. He's like, Adam!
There's one where he's like, what the fuck, Richard? He throws the frisbee.
Oh yeah.
I saw that one, yeah.
Hi, welcome to Chili's. Hi, my name's Kelsey. What's your favorite dinner food? Have you seen that one?
I can remember that one. You
Stupid.
unlocked that. I have not thought about that Chili's Vine in like fucking years, dude. Oh my god.
I think she was gonna say, are you gonna go see the Minions movie? Minions: The Rise of Gru. Yesterday.
Yeah, I want to get a suit and
Which kind though? A Minion suit or a real
no,
suit?
like a suit and tie suit.
Do you guys want to dress up fancy and go see Minions sometime?
Yes,
Let's do it. Yeah, let's do
That's
it.
the meme right now.
We have to. That is the meme right
I was
now.
telling these guys, I was at Dave & Buster's last night, and I was walking around, and there were so many people in Minion costumes and tuxes, and I was like, they're probably going to see Minions, both of them.
True.
Yep.
We should definitely do it.
Kellen Goff,
Yes, sir.
you, I just found out the other day from your Twitter that you were in Minions: Rise of Gru.
It's true.
Did you play Kevin?
Did you play Bob?
Were you Bob?
No.
Are you Gru?
All of the I'm not Gru. I'm not young Gru. All the minions are actually played by the director.
Yeah,
Really?
French.
Yeah.
French guy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Like Stitch is played by the director.
Yeah, he
Oh,
is.
yeah.
No, I play in the beginning. Someone of importance steals this thing from an Asian temple called the Zodiac Stone, and I play some of the golden beast warrior creature things that come to life to be like, we're going to take it back, but it's just like It's just like, it's just like crazy.
Can I just say that not only are you so good at singing, all day we all be playing songs and he's singing along. He's beautiful voice.
Jesus.
But also you can do like monster voices and you can do like intense voices. You're so talented. I have to say it. It's true.
Thank you.
It's true.
I appreciate it.
I'm so blown away by your talent, genuinely.
Thank you.
Kellen, how did you land your role in Minions?
How did you minion?
Yeah, that was. I haven't told this before. It's like brand new. So it was this blind call out for. They just wanted. I think it literally said funny little characters, and they just wanted like do your best your best little monster sounds or best big monster sounds. Just do like a minute of just like as many monster sounds as you can do. So I'm like, okay. It was a weird audition, but
Head off.
But yeah, I recorded it at the agency that gave it to me.
Oh, so you didn't know what it was for when you got the...
No, really? I barely ever know what anything
What was your
for.
reaction when it was like, you're going to be in Minions?
You were a minion.
I was like, oh man, the kids are going to flip. Yeah, this is going to be memes, dude. I recorded this in 2020 before the pandemic.
Yeah, that movie got delayed like hard because of the pandemic. They really wanted it in cinemas.
Remember you telling me about this? 'Cause we would see posters when we were in Canada.
Yeah, and there'd be like replies to the Minions like official account from people with like Minion profile pictures going like, this is really devastating to hear you delaying this again just to get money from theaters. Like, this is really, I really want to see this movie. Like, really serious. Yeah.
I have no idea about that.
Kellen, what's something that like you would like a bucket list thing, like a property or like something that you'd really want to like be a part of someday?
I want to be a Ben 10 alien.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
Yes.
Which
very
one?
bad. Very bad.
Which one would you want to be?
My own. I want to originate one.
That would be
I
so
can.
cool.
But if I had the choice, there are a couple. Anyone electric. I like the electric one.
I like the dog-looking one.
Wildmutt?
Yeah.
That's Steve Bradley Bacon all the way.
I had a dream that I had the Omnitrix. I was literally like 12 when I had this dream, and it was like one of the best dreams ever. I had an Omnitrix, and I switched over, and I was fucking Wildmutt.
It's the best dreaming about when you have an Omnitrix.
It was so fucking cool.
Yeah. I had one of those like wristwatch. There was a period like a solid week in school where everyone had a fucking band. I didn't even watch the show, and I had one.
I wore mine to school too.
Yeah,
I never got one.
It was the first thing where the teachers got really pissed and were like, everyone, if I catch a Ben 10 wristwatch, I'm making you go and put it in your bag. And then I remember as she was saying this, we were all sitting on the floor, and I looked under someone's desk, and there was one sitting there, and he didn't move it. And I was like a little shithead this time. Like, I was a little like kiss ass. So I was like, miss, he's got a Ben 10 wristwatch. And my teacher literally looked at me and was like, my teacher literally looked at me and was like, don't be a telltale. And I was like, what the fuck?
Get fucked. Did you learn your lesson?
I did.
Hashtag Mark the Snitch.
But there were times in school where I would get in trouble and I'd be like, what the fuck did I do? There was one time where we were all sitting in a circle, like I was like 4, and the teacher said like a question to everyone, and 2 girls like called out the answer at the same time, the same answer, and I just turned around and was like, one of you guys has said Jinx, and then I just turned around and then one of the girls started crying, and I was like, what the fuck? And then the teacher's like, what's wrong? And he was like,
why?
Mark called me a liar, and I was like, what did I do? And the teacher got really pissed at me, and I was like, this isn't fair.
That's weird.
You know what? I had something like that where I was in 2nd grade. Mrs. Colby. Fuck you, Mrs. Colby.
Calling you out,
I'm calling you out, Mrs. Colby.
I don't know you, Miss Colby, but yeah.
You probably would like her. She's nice.
I'm backing up Veronica.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so this fucking teacher, she asked, what is symmetrical? And I said, underpants. Underpants are symmetrical.
Yeah.
No.
You fold it in half, it's the same.
Yeah, but if you look at it, the fly is...
You're thinking of like cartoon underpants.
Yeah. So I said underpants, and she literally got so mad. She's like, Veronica, grab your desk and move it to the corner. And she moved my desk. I had an island.
Why?
For the rest of the school year, I had an island because I kept talking to people. Because I just like talking. And but the underpants thing was the final straw.
That was the final straw.
Yeah.
I did a
So she
similar
was
thing to that.
frustrated
She didn't like me.
We were in primary 2, so like 6, and we were reading. The teacher was reading us a book about this like old sailor man. She's talking about like his lunch and that he had beans. And then I walked up to the teacher after class, And I was like, it's too bad that he had beans, that would make him fart. Like, she's like, I was like a little dumb 6-year-old. I was trying to make the teacher laugh, and she's like, I'm really disappointed in you, Mark. And I was like, I was like baffled. Then I walked in.
That's a human without humor.
I literally walked into the line to like leave for the day, and she looked at me again in front of everyone, was like, really disappointed. And I was like, what the fuck?
Wow.
Shit like that, like over time. Yeah, I don't think teachers
You're
are
not
like,
allowed to
realize,
talk about fart.
I don't think they realize how much that shit fucks it, because what I took away from that was like, don't speak up ever. Like,
dude, I have a story that screwed me up, man. So in the beginning, yes, it was my fault. I think I was like having a fight with a kid. Whoa. And one of the yard duties came up. Yard duty is the adult watching over all the kids while they're doing recess, and she's like, I saw what you did, report to the principal, tell her what you did. I'm like, okay, I guess I deserve this. And I go to the principal and I start, and it's like, Miss Blank wanted me to tell you that, and she's like, what are you doing in here? You're not supposed to be in here. And I'm like, but Miss, it's like, no, go back to her and tell her to stop sending kids in here. I'm like, whoa, okay. So I went back to the yard duty, and it's like, she told me, and she's like, what are you doing? I told you to go in there. I'm like, she told me that. It's like, it doesn't matter. You didn't do what I said. Now you have to go back in there, and I'm going to send ahead saying you disobeyed me. I'm like, and I went back to the principal, and I was like, hi, Mrs. Principal. It's like, I told you not to come back in here. That's it. You're getting a pink slip. And I'm like, but I did, it was the smallest thing before. I wasn't even fighting with the kid, now that I remember it. I was just like having an argument with him, and you know, he was losing. So like he was like, yeah, he did something wrong. And I'm like, what? No. And then, that's not even the worst part. Even worse than the fact that these two grown adults would not listen to the kid long enough to know that it was their fault for the miscommunication. But I took the pink slip and I had to bring it back to class, and my teacher spotted it, and it's like, stay right here. And she took it from my hands when everybody was sat down. Everyone, I would like to teach you what a pink slip is. They didn't know. It's like, this is a pink slip. Kellen just got one. You don't want to be like Kellen, because if you get one of these, that means you're in trouble and you'll get detention. And she handed it back to me. And
what a bitch!
I was devastated.
That feels like the end of the world.
Yes.
I was devastated.
What a bitch!
But she made an example of me just because I'm the first one to ever get a pink slip that year.
Yeah, because if he has it, he definitely did something wrong. So let's mock him.
That screwed me up till now. I'm like sometimes afraid to like, you know, go to someone and like say what the problem is. It's like, I want repercussions. Yeah. That's how I was trained.
It is conditioning.
Yeah. That shit feels like your life is over. I remember like in like our equivalent of kindergarten, I just walked up to this guy. I think I've told you this before. I just walked up to this like kid who was laying down because everyone was like playing doctor, and I walked up to him with a little like plastic camera, and I very lightly just like that on his head, and he started bawling his eyes out to the top of his lungs, and I was like, holy fuck, what do I do? What do I do? I thought I was like gonna be arrested. I like fucking ran and I hid under the table.
What are Irish schools like? They have police guards as third graders.
Fucking like shit like that feels like the end of the world, but like now I think back on that and I'm like, oh, I just got shouted at for a bit, and then like I went on my way.
It was like the biggest
thing.
I was in the first grade when that happened. It was the worst, and I don't think they realize just how bad they mess up kids doing that.
There's one that always stuck out to me, and it was in third grade. I had this teacher who I loved her. She looked like Jennifer Aniston. Like, she was adorable. She was so sweet. She was really, really fun. She made me like give a shit about reading, you know, and I liked her a lot. Cool. You know, I looked up to her. And
it's always the English teacher.
Yeah, it really is. And I remember, like, the girls won a raffle over the boys in class, so they got to go to recess like 5 minutes earlier, and the boys had to stay and read, right?
Yeah.
And during that time, there were these two girls who wanted to play with me. And I was trying to I was just kind of sitting like making flower crowns by myself, and I did not want to play with them. So they come up to me and they ask, and I go, no, I don't want to play with you. And they got so upset, and they wouldn't leave me alone. So I started running away from them, and they started chasing me. So I ran back into the teacher's classroom, and the teacher's like, why are you running in here? Like, recess is still going on. And I was like, I just want to, like, can I read with the boys? Like, I remember saying that.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, why? No, why? And the girls come in, and they start crying. And they're like, Veronica doesn't want to play with us.
No, dude.
Veronica says she doesn't want to be her friend.
That's the worst, when the instigators follow you and make sure that their lie is the truth.
And so then I remember being like pissed, and during this time our whole class was reading this book about this girl named Felicity who was like a bitch.
Okay.
And it was like, the rule was don't be like Felicity. And the teacher's like, you know, Veronica, you were acting like Felicity right now. And I remember being so crushed that she said that to me.
Wow.
I was just like,
you don't do that to a kid, man.
I was like, Miss, but you're my favorite like, what? I was so sad. And I ended up...
especially with the teacher you like so much.
Yes, and then she got mad at me and said I didn't even get to do recess anymore. I had to stay in. Because I was like in timeout.
Which, I guess, is what you wanted.
Which is what I wanted, but then it was kind of like, fuck's sake.
Now you're like, you think that this teacher now sees you as like dirt.
Yes! I remember being so devastated. And at the time...
I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's okay. But at the time, we had this thing in 3rd grade where every time after recess, we would do concern or compliment. So so it would kind of like teach the kids how to like talk. So it's like, you know, if someone was upsetting you, you'd be like, I have a concern for such and such because of this, you know.
In front of everybody?
Mm-hmm.
That's weird.
Or it's like, I want to compliment such and such because she's a good friend, you know.
That's fine in front
like
of
that.
everybody, but the concern is...
Yeah, I was to teach us to be open and honest with our feelings.
In front of everybody.
In front of everybody.
Okay.
And I remember in line, right, we were lining up before we go into the room, and we would go in and sit down and do it. In line, I looked at my friend Eric, and I was like, I concern you because you are short. And then he started laughing, and then he was like, I concern you because you have black hair. And we're like, right, we're laughing really hard, yeah. And then we go inside, and they were doing it, and he kept the joke going, and he's like, I concern Erica because she has bows in her hair. And I was like, and the teacher goes, Eric, why would you pick on Erica for her bows? Like, and she got mad at him. She's like, no, you are doing it wrong. Like, you should not be making fun of somebody. And he had no idea. He was just like, wow. I remember sitting there being like, oh, fuck, I started this. I was like, oh,
jeez.
Joey wasn't allowed to participate in concern and compliments anymore.
God.
It was like weird shit.
So many things just go wrong because the teachers don't listen.
But think about this: these teachers, like, of all this shit we're saying, probably have no recollection of this.
No, they have no idea.
Remember they did it.
They didn't realize that they made like a bad core memory for us.
Yeah, that is what it is. It's a bad core memory.
Yeah,
it's true.
I have plenty of them because of teachers that just. I had great teachers too, but a lot of them just didn't listen.
Yeah.
I've started getting those dreams where I'm back in school. Like, even like I had one like 2 days ago where like I'll wake up and it's like I haven't been there since then, and it's like I've been skipping these classes. Which of these classes can I get away with going to, and which ones can I skip? And where can I hide from the teachers? That's like the most stressful thing ever.
Yeah, I literally like I remember the continuity as I started.
Yeah.
It's like I knew I always skipped 3rd period.
Yes, exactly.
And I was like,
all of it.
I was like, where did I used to hide?
I'm like, I guess I can get F in this. That's fine as long as I get A's in the rest.
I have that exact same thing.
I never get school dreams like that.
I
never get like
you fall so behind with the work, and it's like, and the worst part. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No,
I'll just say quick. The worst is when the bell is rung and you have 5 minutes to get to the other classroom, and it is straight across this now like 5 football sized campus, and you're like trying your best to get there and not run because they're like, no running in the halls.
Yes.
And I'm like, but I don't have enough time.
I don't have that.
Yeah,
I have one where because our school had buses right outside that would pick us up, where I'm running to the bus and I'm like, I'm not wearing my bag, what the fuck? And then I'm like, oh shit, the bus leaves in 2 minutes, I have to run all the way back to the fucking other end of the school to get my bag and come back.
Oh.
I had dreams where either like I missed the bus or like my mom didn't come to pick me up, and I would like have to walk all the way back home, and like it just felt like the worst kind of Sinbad adventure ever. Yeah.
The school dreams I get are like I wake up and I'm in class and I'm like, whoa, and I'm carrying on normally, but I'm just sitting at my desk like, well, I guess I'll just start smoking then, like, don't, you know, like, I'm like who I am. But
and what grade are you?
I'm usually like, it's usually like I'm a sophomore or like a junior or something in high school.
Oh, okay.
And it's just, but it's me, and I'm just at my desk.
I'm stuck at middle school in my dreams. I think that was the worst for me.
Middle school?
Middle school. It sucked.
See, I never had any kind of like super negative impactful like school year that was related to school.
Yeah,
like anything negatively impacting was always like a family problem that affected like the year or something.
Well, you were the popular girl.
I wasn't.
You wouldn't know about
like
the
I wasn't that
under
popular
echelons like
prom
us,
queen.
yeah.
I made friends with like everybody. I like just hopped around, you know what I mean?
So you were safe. We were nerds. we were like the outcasts.
I kept to myself so much that people felt bad about like saying anything mean to me.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I gotta send this photo that I show Veronica all the time, where I was sitting in my motor vehicles class, which is a class for dumb people, and I had to do it because I wanted to do art, and no one picks art. So like, if you want to do art, you have to drop a language, which means you have to do motor vehicles because it's the only option. Where you just learn about cars and you drive a moped and you get your moped license. That's fucking it. And I was sitting at the back of the class with this kid, like really short kid, the shortest kid in the year, and this giant fucking like like circle-headed man like walks up to him.
Dumb man.
Yeah, dumb man. He walks up to him. He's like the generic bully of the school.
Caillou grown up.
And his
Caillou
dad,
with muscles.
This is no joke. His dad was imprisoned for murdering his girlfriend.
Caillou with muscles, definitely. Yeah.
And he walks up to the kid and he picks him up and goes to throw him over the table. And I have this photo because I pulled up my phone. And one of the other kids almost like whacked into me when trying to pick him up. And the giant guy was like, "Don't hurt Mark. He didn't do anything to anybody." And I was like, "Cool." And I took more photos.
Heck yeah.
You know you haven't seen. Have you seen Me, Earl and the Dying Girl?
No.
Oh, we should watch that movie sometime. But the main character, his whole thing is he's like you. Like he's kind of like...
He's an average kid that no one understands.
Well, but he's kind of like always there, but always not there. You know what I mean? Like,
have you talked about that on the podcast yet, that show you guys saw?
We haven't.
Fairly Odd Parents.
Guys,
you got to talk about that.
Okay, Mark and I... Okay, so Butch Hartman made a Instagram post, and it was a flyer of this thing called Slightly Strange Parents. And it was a Fairly Odd Parents parody musical that was happening in LA. And I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna surprise Mark. I'm gonna buy us tickets to this. Because I know how Mark is, and Mark does not like improv. He does not like stage performance.
You said specifically immediately you went to buy these tickets.
Immediately.
Immediately.
And then I read the description. I was like, oh.
The description was...
Wait. So then I called you, and I was like, I got a surprise for you. Guess what? I got a surprise for you. And I sent you a link to the ticket information.
Website, yeah.
And you read it. The description was...
So there's a new streaming service in Dimsdale called Dimma Plus, and Timmy wants to impress his friends and Trixie by having them come over and watch some epic streamed movies.
Oh god!
But the problem is there's nothing to watch because everything's a crappy reboot.
So what does Timmy do?
Timmy gets the magic remote and he goes inside the TV to go to all these different streaming like movies, like SpongeBob, Rugrats,
SpongeBob,
Jimmy Neutron, all this shit.
Stewie.
To cancel all all of the programs, so they have to make original
programming. So they have
programming.
Something better to watch so he can impress Trixie.
And everyone who watches my channel knows how much I love when they take a cool old cartoon and add some epic recent like relatable elements to it.
The woke elements.
I really love it.
Okay.
And so me and Mark get all dressed up. We go and we sit down, and they're like playing like really fun music. They're playing like
the theme songs of 2000s sitcoms.
Yeah, they're playing like Hannah
Montana, iCarly and shit like that.
Drake and Josh. All these fun, right? And it's like, Victorious. And they had like, you see the set, and it's just like a big cardboard TV. a cardboard thing that says Crocker. It's like his desk, and then like a cardboard Timmy bed and like nightstand, and all of the actors start coming out, and they all in character start interacting with everybody in the audience, and like Crocker's handing people F's. He's like, "What are you? Oh, F, F!" And he's like bringing people like papers and stuff, and like Cosmo and Wanda have like puppets, but they're also dressed like them. Yeah. And they come up to me and Mark, and they try talking to us in character, but they don't really know how to improv as the character.
Which I don't blame them for.
I don't blame them for, but I think it was like a good exercise for them to all kind of get in character and get the audience really like
engaged.
Yeah.
And the audience was mostly made up of
their parents, I would assume, like older people, and like
I'm so sorry.
What I think is their friends.
I want to preface this too, like no matter what I say about this, it is very commendable.
It was very well put together.
I can only imagine how hard it is to put together something like that.
Not just writing it, but also coordinating it
under such a tight budget.
And doing the music. It's all original music. And coordinating everybody singing together, dancing together, the costumes, the set, everything.
And the singing, the dancing, and the costumes weren't that bad.
They were all great.
Yeah.
All their clothes were great.
Yeah, the singing especially was good. So no matter what I said, like, good job. Everyone should check it out when it's uploaded to YouTube.
SeeHumans.com. They have tickets. And they're playing all the way until mid-July.
You can see a woman walk around with a diaper.
Also, although I will say, but well, by the time this podcast goes up, you probably won't be able to watch.
You probably won't be able to get tickets, but who knows?
There will be a rip online or something.
Yeah, they're uploading it online.
On YouTube. Yeah. But it was very interesting. It was not what I expected, but also everything I expected. You know?
Yeah, I agree with that completely. It's everything I expected, and there were parts where I was like, that wasn't that bad, and there were parts where I was like,
yeah. Mark was like clenching my hand.
But overall,
you said that Crocker and Doofenshmirtz become a gay couple.
That's the thing, is that halfway through the thing, it just becomes a crossover with Phineas and Ferb, where Doofenshmirtz is the real. I can't say that.
Okay, so
is the real villain.
Doofenshmirtz. It turns out Doofenshmirtz's evil plan was that he was Doug Dimmadome the whole time.
Do you want to spoil it?
He was the one. Yes. And he was
spoilers. Yeah.
And he was the one who was making all the shitty reboots with his Rebootinator. And
although he somehow was doing this in Timmy Turner's dimension.
Yeah, doing it only in Timmy Turner's dimension, despite him wanting to take over the tri-state area in Phineas and Ferb land. But whatever. But Crocker gets one of the magic remotes.
And he meets him, and he's like, even though
you guys got to keep.
We did. They're like cardboard little remotes.
Although I will say, I'm just not realizing that if Phineas and Ferb is a TV show in Fairly OddParents, then how is Doofenshmirtz able to go to the Fairly OddParents world from his cartoon world?
You can't.
It wasn't multiverse. It was TV show.
I don't think they tried to like do the science on this one.
No, not at all. But like, Crocker meets Doofenshmirtz, and it turns out Crocker thinks he's in his lab, but he's actually in Doofenshmirtz's lab. Okay. And they both meet each other, and they realize they both do evil things together.
Okay.
And they just instantly bond and become best friends.
And Stewie is also there, but he doesn't speak.
So, yeah, they have a moment where they go into Rugrats, and it's like Tommy Pickles has like a singing point, like a solo, and he's singing about how he wishes that he was the only bald baby. That
you didn't tell me that.
He's singing and wishing he's the only bald baby on TV, and that he's really jealous of Caillou. Specifically Caillou. Caillou comes in, and Caillou's like a dickhead to Tommy Pickles. And then like Stewie Griffin comes out, Little Bill. Yes, dude. Charlie Brown. There was more. There was a couple more other ones on the other side. But they all come in, and then it turns out that Tommy's way of doing it is being like, I am a special bald-headed baby, and he takes his diaper off and strangles all of them with his diaper. I'm not kidding. I can't make this up.
Everyone, go watch this musical when it releases.
Yeah, if that didn't convince you, nothing will.
It's great. Honestly, it was really, really fun. Genuinely.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it, so I can't.
We should go see it.
I trust their word.
I'll go see it again.
Okay. I will go see it again.
I'll go see it again. Honestly.
You should ask everyone if they want to come see it.
We should.
Yeah, we gotta get a mean.
We'll get in minion outfits.
Instead of suits.
Don't see the Rise of Gru. Go see that instead.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Instead of suits.
But you know what though? I'll say this: the actor that played Cosmo was really good at improv.
Okay.
His snappy remarks were so good.
Yeah, the crowd loved him.
Yes.
Because he was like constantly like working off the audience, like what this.
And the guy who played Crocker, his impression was phenomenal.
Okay.
Also, the guy who played Doofenshmirtz too, he did a really good Doofenshmirtz impression as well.
And they were good
And
singers.
Timmy's dad was really good too.
He was the one who I immediately was like, he's the only one doing the hand, the Timmy Turner hand.
Yeah, he was like doing his hands like this when he was walking.
Oh
by.
my god.
He was standing there doing the Timmy Turner hands like that.
I forgot they did that. Yeah.
He also did Chet You Betcha's voice. So he did Timmy's dad's voice perfectly, and he did Chet You Betcha's voice perfectly as well.
Cool.
He was really talented.
Yeah, my biggest thing behind the show though is Kellen mentioned this too, and I'm glad he did because I was thinking this too. Like, I don't see who it's meant to appeal to other than a very niche
audience.
Like,
Yeah, it's like only people who like grew up with all of that will get it.
Yeah.
Literally millennials.
Yeah.
It was made for millennials.
I guess I didn't think
And I
Fairly
guess
OddParents
Gen
was
Z.
that like
Gen
beloved
Z
of a
too.
cartoon. For that many people to be like, oh, I want to go see a musical about that.
Maybe it's a thing where Fairly OddParents is really the best way to explain.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? I don't know. You know what? We got to get him on the podcast.
We got to get him.
We got to get the writers on the podcast and ask them.
Oh my god.
That's what we gotta do.
That'll be legendary.
We gotta get him on.
We reached out.
Yeah, we both made like tweets about the show, and literally half the people who performed in it and wrote it reached out.
The guy who played Cosmo reached out to me.
Cool.
Yeah.
Doofenshmirtz and Wanda and Timmy reached out or replied to my tweet. So
we can probably, who knows?
Get one or two of them on.
Yeah, I want to get the writers. The guy he played Jorgen von Strangle and Doofenshmirtz.
And Crocker.
Cool.
And the guy who played Crocker. Those two guys were the writers.
Cool.
Kellen,
Yes.
how'd you get the role as Freddy Fazbear?
How did you meet Scott Cawthon?
Ambushed. So I got an audition for this thing called Costumed Entertainer. I saw it was Scott who was casting it, but I had nothing except the description that he wanted a crazy, but he said he wanted a character that kids would love, but adults would not want to leave alone with him.
That's a really good description.
That's what Scott put.
Did you have much knowledge or experience with the franchise before?
Sure, yeah, I'd played it and stuff. I wasn't mad into it, but I knew what it was. It was huge.
Yeah.
It was that was
You were a huge Markiplier fan.
You loved watching all.
I had heard of Markiplier. I didn't watch any of it.
I only ever knew him because of FNAF. I knew FNAF before I knew Markiplier.
Yeah, I think he's connected with FNAF forever
They're
now.
synonymous.
They are.
Yeah.
Just like Kellen Goff and
unless he
Funtime
wants
Freddy.
to not be connected with it anymore, in which case I support him wanting to, move on. But I don't see it happening so far. So
This far along, nah.
Kellen, what did
Yeah.
you think about Sonny's Funtime Freddy impression?
I didn't have. It's been so long since I've heard it.
Guy, bless Sonny's Funtime Freddy impression and show Kellen's tweet.
What kind of music do you like, Funtime Freddy? That was so shit.
Wow.
You had to send all this to Joe.
Wasn't it just something like, what the fuck is this?
Wow. That's my response.
Wow.
Kellen,
Yeah,
does it ever bother you? Because clearly there's a bit of uncomfort, mentioning this stuff, which I apologize for. I'm just genuinely curious.
No. I make fun of that just because it's been my longest running role. So I've been answering the questions for 7 years.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask.
There's no discomfort. I'm just giving you.
Yeah.
Keep giving him shit.
I was gonna ask if you ever get tired of it or oh, I've done other stuff too. Or do you still appreciate it?
I love being recognized for other stuff. I love the fans, no matter what they like. I'm just grateful that they support what I do. But at the same time, I do like it when the fans support all the new stuff I'm doing that isn't necessarily FNAF related.
Yeah.
Kellen, let's say I'm one of these fans. What is something that I could support you that you think deserves more appreciation?
Well, I was just in Minions: The Rise of Gru.
Everyone, it's
No.
It's on track. It's on track for the biggest 4-day domestic box office in animation history.
Oh, really? Oh,
guess
sick.
so.
123 million
Wow.
in 4 days.
That's
pretty
crazy.
good.
No, but the one I'm really proud of recently is this anime called Sasaki and Miyano, and it's my first series lead. And
Wow.
it's something I never get to do. It's this really feel-good high school rom-com where the worst thing that goes wrong is that my character loves Miyano too much. You know?
My favorite trope.
Yeah.
My favorite trope.
So it's a boys' love thing, yeah. And it's on Crunchyroll now, and Funimation as well. But Funimation is
They own Crunchyroll, don't they? Or
Crunchyroll
owns
and
Funimation?
Funimation is becoming Crunchyroll. They're sort of
like
merging
morbing.
until only Crunchyroll.
Morbius
morbing.
laugh.
Yeah, they're morbing together. But
Time.
The executives got together, shook hands, and said, "It's Morbin time."
I'm just really
Didn't even do it.
Let him finish his thought.
I'm just really proud of it because of all the hard work that everybody put in, and also the fact that they let me improv a lot.
Wow,
for
really?
it.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
they let me, like, there was stuff in anime. Sometimes there's stuff that doesn't fit, and if you know the character well enough, sometimes you can suggest something that's more in line with the character. Maybe the writer always does a great job of capturing it, but like maybe in the moment, having heard how the other actor read it, it's like, okay, if we said this, it would land funnier.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we said it this way. And I got to do a lot of cute squeaks and weird noises for it. It's just a bunch of gay panic. It's so much fun.
Oh, I want to. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now you guys know. You guys have to check it out. You have to check it out.
Sasaki and Miyano
Right, on Crunchyroll.
on Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll.com.
Yeah.
Hey guys, want to see this video of us sneaking over to Ricardo's hotel room and shooting him?
With Nerf guns. Right before this interview. Kellen was like, "Hey, look, I got a Nerf gun."
We're about to play this, and I figured a fun way to raise the stakes was every time we stole a property from someone else, we also get to shoot him with a Nerf gun.
Which is a good
really
idea.
good idea, honestly.
And it seems like higher stakes to me, but
But since it's just the three of
either
us.
you or Mark was like, "Hey, let's ambush Ricardo with these."
I said we should just shoot him. That sucked. That fucking sucked.
Yeah,
And
we'll
we,
shoot him. Ricardo's beat
you
Supersonic,
can't
by
see
the
it
way.
in the video, but we answered the door, and he just looked like
He answered it in with no shirt on.
and he looked like he just woke up. He was like,
And we both
"Uh."
shot him in the stomach.
And we thought we ran because we thought he was going to chase after us, but he
Nope.
just shut
he
the
just
door.
closed the door.
And he didn't even text us about it. He didn't even acknowledge it.
Everybody go subscribe to Speed Supersonic and
comment on his recent videos and
heard you got shot with a Nerf gun
in the belly.
in the belly.
Heard you
Idiot.
got.
No, heard you took a bully to the belly.
A bully to the
a
belly.
bullet to the belly like a champ.
Heard you took a dart to the belly, loser. Nerd.
What are you gonna do? Cry about it, old man?
What are you gonna do? Cry about it? Huh. No, I'm not.
He's younger than all of us.
He's 19.
Yeah.
Guys, if you want to see us play a Five Nights at Freddy's Monopoly with Kellen, I don't know.
You'll have to subscribe.
Put a 1 in
You'll
the
have
chat.
to put a 1 in the chat.
Everyone, go watch Tetsusuke. God, Dragon.
What?
I don't know.
What? What are you making up words?
Tetsusuke.
Tetsusuke?
Everyone, go watch.
You don't even know.
Tetsuya Nomura.
Everyone, go watch Tetsuya Nomura
Everybody
on Crunchyroll.
He doesn't know who that is, dude.
Everybody go watch.
You're dumb.
I'm dumb for not watching anime. You don't watch anime? What are you, a fucking loser?
Tetsuya Nomura is the guy who made Final Fantasy, the new Final
made
Fantasy
Kingdom Hearts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He made the Final
everyone.
Fantasy 7 remake.
Everybody go watch live feed of Tetsuya Nomura in his living room.
Everyone go watch.
Live on Twitch.tv.
Just him eating like 7-Eleven sushi.
I thought you were gonna say him eating ceviche.
Ceviche?
Yeah, it's like
What's ceviche?
It's like shrimp. Shrimp you put on a tostada.
Okay, Tetsuya. Someone animate Tetsuya Nomura eating ceviche, but from the view of a security camera that he doesn't know is there.
But also have him watching our podcast.
He has a phone with a kickstand, and he's like looking at it while he's eating the shrimp.
That's great.
And he keeps knocking it over because he doesn't have enough table space.
So everyone, go check out Minions: The Rise of Gru. If it gets over $1 billion at the box office, we'll play FNAF Monopoly with Kellen. I appreciate you joining us, Kellen.
Yeah, Kellen.
Thanks for having me.
What a fun day. Today was actually a really fun day.
We went to Frankenstein's, and then we went to get some really good Korean barbecue, and we're still full.
I am, honestly.
And we got ice cream.
We got ice cream.
We got ice cream. We got sour Mike and Ike's.
We got a shoot Ricardo in the belly.
We got the shoot Ricardo in the belly.
What
That
a
was
great
cool.
day.
Good day all around.
And then we're gonna dress up and go see Rise of Gru. Well,
speaking of, we're gonna miss our screening. We gotta go, guys.
Thank you guys all for coming and watching Meeting Halfway. And please follow Kellen on Twitter and can see updates of the next things he's going to be performing in or doing voices in. Right there. Yeah. There it is.
Yeah.
And
have like a little sparkle effect.
Yeah. Little chimes too.
Yeah.
Have like the FNAF ambience playing some chime signs.
Put in a pixely gif of a goblin dancing.
Wait, you know what? With the goblin, can you put the
Guys, can you put the picture? Can you put the picture of in this dead space the picture of Freddy like from the box where he's like from a 3/4 angle looking upwards smiling? Can you put that here the whole podcast and never explain it until very now? Like just done.
Looking up like this.
You know the one. You know the one.
Okay.
Put a pixel art gif of Sonic in front of Mark's face.
Or you can just leave all of this in and not do any of that.
That's probably what's gonna happen, isn't it?
Alright, bye everybody.
Bye.